The entire town of Redemption Springs stood frozen, watching, as Kane Voss dragged a woman through the mud by her hair. I was loading my mule, minding my own business, the way I'd done for 14 years on Ghost Ridge. Then she looked at me, blood on her face, dress torn, eyes desperate, and I saw her, Margaret Ann Crawford, the woman I killed 14 years ago, the accident that destroyed me, the reason I became a ghost. Kane raised his fist, ready to shatter her skull. The whole town just stood there, 50 people, all watching, none moving. I should have kept loading, should have ridden back up the mountain, should have stayed dead to the world. But that watch in my pocket wouldn't stop ticking, the one that said, "Time runs out, honor doesn't," and I was done running. I dropped the supply sack, started walking, toward the girl, toward Kane, toward the beating that would drag me back into a world I'd spent 14 years escaping. My name is Tobias Wraithwood. This is how I stopped being a ghost.
The enemy approaches. We must stand and fight.
14 years earlier, Virginia, 1866, high noon on a dusty street. The outlaw had 3 hostages in the bank, 2 deputies already dead. The marshal told me to wait for backup. I was 28. Stupid. Certain I could make any shot ever conceived, 400 yards, through the window, through the outlaw's skull before he could pull the trigger. I made the shot. The bullet went through his head clean, through the glass behind him, through the window across the street, through the woman standing there. She held her baby, 8 months old. The bullet took her in the chest. She fell. Someone caught the child, safe, unharmed, screaming for a mother who would never answer. She died before she hit the floor. Margaret Ann Crawford, 23 years old, shopkeeper's wife, mother, gone because I thought I was good enough to thread a bullet through impossible odds. I know because I attended the funeral. Stood in the back, watched them lower her into the ground, watched her husband hold little Thomas, the baby who would grow up without a mother because I was too arrogant to wait for backup. The marshal said it wasn't my fault, said I was following orders, said the outlaw was the real killer. He was wrong. I pulled the trigger. I killed her. Then I walked to the marshal's office, put my badge on the desk, took my horse, rode west until the mountains stopped me. That was 14 years ago. Underscore, 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 underscore. Now I'm 42 years old. I live at 10,000 feet on Ghost Ridge. The cabin is wedged into the granite like a diseased molar. 1 room, stone chimney, walls chinked with mud and horsehair. I built it to disappear. No smoke during daylight. No trails leading up. No trace of human habitation. 14 years. Not one conversation longer than 3 words. Twice a year I come down to Redemption Springs for supplies. Salt, coffee, gunpowder, cornmeal. Ezra at the general store is deaf in one ear and knows better than to ask questions about the scarred giant who points at what he needs and pays in silver coins. I point. He tallies. I pay. I leave. Perfect. Until today. Underscore, 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 underscore. Today Ezra hands me an envelope with the change, worn, stained yellow with age, sealed with red wax that's cracked and brittle. Someone left it, 6 months back, said to give it to you if you came down. My hands shake taking it. No one writes to ghosts. I walk outside into the October cold. Stand in the street while people flow around me like water around a stone. Break the seal. The handwriting hits me like a fist to the sternum. Shaky. Sloping downward on each line. The writing of a man who knows he's dying. Tobias, if you're reading this, I'm already dead. I stopped breathing. Garrett. Garrett Ashford. Underscore, 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 underscore. Shiloh. April 1862. The bloodiest 2 days of my life, and I've lived through many. Pinned down in a peach orchard. Confederate cannon fire turning trees to splinters and men to meat. We'd been holding that position for 6 hours when the rebel bayonet charge came. A Confederate soldier gutted me with a thrust I never saw coming. Steel through the abdomen. I felt my intestines slide out into my hands, felt the mud beneath me turn warm with my own blood. I screamed for death because anything was better than the agony. Garrett found me, held my guts in his hands while I thrashed, shoved them back inside like stuffing a torn sack, wrapped me in his coat, dragged me 300 yards through cannon fire to the field hospital while I bled all over him. 3 days later, I woke up. Garrett sat beside my cot eating an apple, looking like he hadn't slept since the battle ended. He looked at me, grinned that gap-toothed grin. "Not today, Tobias, not today. Brothers after that, not by blood, by something stronger than blood could ever be. He saved my life. I owed him everything. Haven't seen him in 18 years. Not since I rode west with blood on my hands and shame in my soul, and now he's dead. Underscore 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 underscore. I force myself to keep reading through the blur in my eyes. Cyrus Blackwell killed me. He wants my land. 300 acres along Sweetwater Creek. Best cattle range in the territory. I refuse to sell. He'll forge documents, claim I owed him money, foreclose on everything. But first he has to kill me, make it look like an accident. A fall from a wagon, a spooked horse, something the town will accept without questions. By the time you read this, it'll be done. I'll be in the ground beside Catherine. I'm not asking you to avenge me, Tobias. I'm asking you to protect my daughter, Nora. She's 22, smart as her mother, stubborn as me. Everything good I ever did in this world is wrapped up in that girl. Blackwell will kill her too, not right away. He'll wait 6 months, maybe a year. Then he'll find a reason, an accident, a robbery, a fall downstairs in the middle of the night. Tobias, I know you've been hiding. Ezra told me about Virginia, about the woman, about what you did. I'm sorry for what happened, but you're still the best man I know. You owe me a life. I'm calling it in. Protect Nora. Keep her alive. Your brother in arms and in spirit. Garrett Ashford. Underscore 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 underscore. Something else in the envelope. Heavy, cold, a pocket watch, silver, tarnished with age, chain broken, engraved on the back in Garrett's own hand. Time runs out, honor doesn't. G.A. I close my eyes and I'm back at Shiloh. Back in the hospital tent. Back watching Garrett check this watch 100 times while we waited for the artillery to stop so the surgeons could work. After the battle he showed it to me. Let me hold it. Time almost ran out for you today, Tobias, but honor doesn't run out. You're still breathing because you're meant for something. Don't waste it. Now he's sending it back, calling in the debt, asking me to be the man he thinks I am instead of the coward I became. Underscore 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 underscore. I sit in the street for an hour. Sun sets. Temperature drops below freezing. People walk around me. Some stare. Most ignore me the way you ignore broken things. I don't move. Stuck between who I was and who I became. Garrett wants the marshal, the protector, the man who made hard choices and lived with the consequences. But that man killed Margaret Ann Crawford. That man destroys everything he touches with his arrogance and his certainty. So I became someone else. The hermit, the ghost, the man who lives at 10,000 feet where he can't hurt anyone because there's no one around to hurt. Safe, sterile, dead to the world. But Garrett's daughter is alive and in danger. And I owe Garrett everything, including my life and my breath and every moment since Shiloh. Underscore 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 underscore. I stand, walk to the livery stable. My horse waits in the back stall. A roan gelding named Slag, mean as forged metal and twice as stubborn. The only living thing I've spoken to in 14 years. I check the saddle, mount up, ride toward the mountain trail. Back to safety, back to isolation, back to being dead. Except I don't take the trail. I stop at the fork. Slag snorts impatiently, stamping because he knows the way home and this isn't it. The watch ticks in my pocket. Tick, 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 like Garrett's heartbeat in that hospital tent, like a countdown. How long does Nora have? Garrett died 6 months ago according to the letter. Blackwell's had 6 months to consolidate power, to forge documents, to plan whatever accident he has in mind. Maybe it's already done. Maybe I'm too late. Maybe she's already in the ground beside her father. Or maybe I'm just making excuses because I'm terrified of failing again. Underscore 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 underscore. I turn Slag around, ride back into town, see light in the saloon across from the sheriff's office. The Golden Spur, been there 20 years or more. I tie Slag to the rail, push through the bat-wing doors. The place goes silent. 20 people staring at the ghost who just walked through the door. Men with cards frozen in their hands. Women with drinks halfway to their lips. Everyone motionless because no one's seen me inside a building in 14 years. I scan the room with the practiced eye of a man who used to wear a badge. An older woman behind the bar, 50-something, gray hair pulled back severe, eyes like flint. She's staring at me but not with fear, with recognition. I walk to the bar. My boots sound too loud on the wooden floor. She doesn't move, doesn't reach for the shotgun I can see under the counter. "You're Tobias Wraithwood," I nod. "Garrett told me about you, the Wraith of Ghost Ridge, the man who disappeared after the war." My chest tightens, hearing his name spoken aloud by someone who knew him. "You knew Garrett?" Her face softens just slightly, just enough to show the grief underneath. "I loved him." Underscore 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 underscore. Sarah Brennan owns the saloon. Has for 20 years, according to what she tells me while pouring whiskey I don't drink. She and Garrett were sweethearts once, before the war, before he met Catherine, before everything. He chose someone else. Sarah never married, never looked at another man the way she'd looked at Garrett Ashford. But they stayed close, friends through the years, confidants, the kind of connection that transcends romance and becomes something deeper. She tells me this between pouring drinks for customers and wiping the bar, between glancing at the door like she's expecting someone dangerous to walk through. Garrett came to see me the night before he died. He knew Tobias. He knew what was coming. I leaned forward. What did he say? Said Blackwell had given him an ultimatum. Sell the land by week's end or face consequences. Garrett refused. Said some things are worth dying for. And you didn't try to stop him? She looks at me with those flint-hard eyes. You think I didn't try? I begged him to sell, to take Nora and leave, to go somewhere Blackwell's money couldn't reach. What did he say? Said running was for cowards. Said if he ran, then Blackwell wins and evil triumphs and everything he fought for in the war meant nothing. Sounds like Garrett. Stubborn to the point of suicide. He gave me something that night. Said if a man named Tobias Wraithwood ever came down from Ghost Ridge, I was to give it to him. She reaches under the bar. Pulls out a leather satchel. Old. Cracked. Stained with what might be blood. Underscore 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 underscore. Inside the satchel, documents, deeds, survey maps, bank records, and a geological survey dated 1881. I spread it on the bar, study it in the lamplight, Sweetwater Creek, Ashford Ranch, the foothills running up to Ghost Ridge, and beneath it all, running like a vein through bedrock, not gold, copper, massive deposits, spanning hundreds of acres, the kind of strike that makes men rich beyond imagining, under Garrett's land, extending north under the federal lands, under the mountain, under my cabin. Sarah points to the map with one weathered finger. Blackwell doesn't want the ranch for cattle, Tobias. He wants the copper. How much? Millions, tens of millions if the deposit runs as deep as the survey suggests. If he controls Garrett's land, he can file mining claims on the whole region, including your mountain. My mountain. The place I've hidden for 14 years thinking I was safe from the world. Blackwell wants it, which means I'm not safe either. Which means running back up there solves nothing. Underscore 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 underscore. Where's Nora? Sarah's face goes pale, actually pale under the lamplight. I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? After Garrett died, Blackwell moved fast, produced loan documents claiming Garrett owed him $5,000, had them notarized and filed with the Territorial Land Office before the body was cold. Fake documents, obviously, but no one challenged them. Blackwell owns the sheriff, the judge, the mayor, half the businessmen in town. People who cross him disappear or have accidents or their buildings burned down in the middle of the night. I gripped the edge of the bar. Where is Nora? Last I heard, Blackwell's men were evicting her from the ranch. That was yesterday morning. I haven't seen her since. You haven't seen her. Tobias, I'm sorry, I wanted to help, but I'm just one woman. I can't fight Blackwell's army. No, but I can. Underscore, 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 underscore. I'm out the door before she can respond. Mount Slag in one smooth motion. The horse senses my urgency and doesn't fight. Sarah runs after me, stands in the street calling up. Tobias, wait. If you're going after Blackwell, you need to know something. He's not just rich, he's protected. Federal mining contracts, territorial governor connections, railroad money. You kill him, they'll hang you from the nearest tree. I look down at her. I'm not going to kill him. Then what? Find Nora. After that, I'll figure it out. I dig my heels into Slag's flanks. The horse leaps forward. Sarah's voice follows me into the darkness. Don't get yourself killed, Tobias. Garrett wouldn't want that. But Garrett's already dead, and I'm just trying not to let his daughter follow him. Underscore, 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 underscore. The ride to Sweetwater Creek takes 40 minutes at full gallop. Full dark now, moon a sliver, stars hard and bright overhead like chips of ice. Slag knows the way. Horses remember places even after 18 years. Remember the barn where they were fed, the creek where they drank, the man who treated them decent. I used to come here, before Virginia, before Margaret Ann Crawford, before I became something less than human. Garrett would have me for Sunday dinner. His wife Catherine made pot roast that melted on your tongue, apple pie with cinnamon that smelled like heaven. Nora was just a kid then, 8, 9 years old. She'd watch me with huge eyes like I was some kind of giant from a storybook. Garrett would laugh, ruffle her hair. She thinks you're 7 feet tall. Tobias, don't tell her you're only 6'4" or you'll break her heart. Good days, simple days, before I ruined everything with my arrogance. Underscore, 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 underscore. The ranch house is dark. No lights in the windows, no smoke from the chimney, no sounds of life. Abandoned. I dismount, tie Slag to the porch rail, draw my pistol. Colt .45 Peacemaker. Walnut grips worn smooth from 14 years of handling. Chamber loaded with 5 rounds. Hammer on an empty cylinder for safety. It's killed 9 men, 3 in the war, 6 in the line of duty when I was marshal. I pray to a God I'm not sure exists that I don't make it 10. Underscore, 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 underscore. The front door hangs on one hinge. I step inside. The smell hits first. Rot, mildew, urine. The stink of men who destroy things because they enjoy destruction. They trashed it. Furniture smashed to kindling. Curtains torn down. Dishes shattered across the floor. Everything Catherine built turned to garbage. Pictures on the floor. Frames broken. Glass crunching under my boots. I pick one up with my free hand. Garrett, Catherine, Nora. Nora's maybe 12 in the photograph, standing between her parents, smiling at whoever held the camera, her whole life ahead of her. I pocket the photograph. Keep moving through the destruction. Underscore, 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 underscore. The back of the house is worse. They burned Garrett's study. Walls scorched black. Desk reduced to ash. Every document, every record, every piece of evidence that might prove ownership, gone. Blackwell is thorough, covered his tracks like a professional, but Garrett was thorough too. I move to the fireplace. Count 3 stones from the left, 2 down from the mantel. Press hard. Click. The stone swings inward on a hidden hinge. Hiding place. Garrett showed it to me 20 years ago. Said every man needs a place to keep secrets. Inside, more documents. Another survey map. A leather-bound journal. Garrett's handwriting. His daily record of everything. Dates, names, transactions, threats, bribes, evidence. Everything Blackwell did. Every forged signature. Every intimidation. Every step in the conspiracy documented in Garrett's precise hand. He knew he was going to die. Left a trail for someone to follow. Left it for me. Underscore, 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 underscore. I'm putting the journal in my coat when I hear voices. Outside, coming closer. 4 horses, 4 men. One voice louder than the others. Deeper. Meaner. I move to the window. Look out through a crack in the boards. 4 men on horseback picking their way through the darkness. The lead rider is huge. 6'2", heavily muscled, scarred face that looks like it's been rebuilt wrong. Flat nose broken multiple times. Decker Voss, Blackwell's enforcer, his chief leg breaker and problem solver. I know him by reputation. Every lawman in the territory knows him. A sadist who enjoys his work too much to ever be trusted. They're checking the ranch, making sure no one came back, making sure the property stays empty until Blackwell can file his claims. Underscore, 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 underscore. I could leave, slip out the back, take Slag, ride away into the night, but I need information. Need to know where Nora is. Need to know what Blackwell's planning, and Decker Voss has that information in his head. Underscore, 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 underscore. I wait until they dismount, split up to search the property. 2 head toward the barn, 1 circles around back. Decker comes to the house. Perfect. He steps through the broken door, looks around at the destruction, grins like a man admiring his own handiwork, talking to himself in that deep voice. Still smells like her, like fear, like desperation. Gonna enjoy the next part. I step out from behind the door, press the Colt to the base of his skull where the spine meets the brain. Don't move! He freezes. Every muscle goes rigid. Where is she? Who? Don't play games. Nora Ashford, where is she? Underscore, 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 underscore. Decker laughs, deep, rumbling, the laugh of a man who thinks he's still in control. You gonna shoot me? You're Tobias Wraithwood, the ghost, the coward who ran away after killing that woman. You don't kill people anymore. You just hide. He's right about one thing. I haven't killed anyone in 14 years, not since the war, not since Margaret Ann Crawford. But he doesn't know the full story, doesn't know it was an accident, doesn't know I would do anything to take it back, including this. Underscore, 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 underscore. I cock the hammer. The sound fills the empty house like a pronouncement. Decker stops laughing. Where is she? Town. Redemption Springs. Why? Blackwell's making an example, showing folks what happens when you don't pay your debts. She doesn't owe him anything. Doesn't matter. He's got papers that say she does, signed and notarized. Legal as Sunday church. Forged papers. Prove it. Underscore, 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 underscore. I hit him, not with the gun, with my fist, closed, aimed at the kidney. He goes down hard, gasping, all the air punched out of his lungs. I'm on him before he can recover. Knee on his chest, gun to his forehead, right between the eyes. When? When what? When is he making this example? Decker spits blood, grins through broken teeth. Right now. Underscore, 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 underscore. I run, leave Decker on the floor clutching his ribs, his men shouting outside, coming toward the house, drawn by the sounds of violence. I don't care. Already out the back, already on Slag, already riding hard toward town. Because if Blackwell is making an example, he's doing it publicly. He's doing it in the street where everyone can see. And Nora is the lesson he's teaching. Underscore, 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 underscore. 5-mile ride back to Redemption Springs. I make it in 20 minutes. Slag heaving, foam on his neck, flanks lathered. But he doesn't stop, doesn't slow. Good horse. Best horse I've ever owned. I hear it before I see it. Shouting, crowd noise. The sound of men enjoying cruelty. Main Street. I round the corner at full gallop, and there she is. Underscore, 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 underscore. Nora Ashford, middle of the street, on her knees in the mud, blood on her face, dress torn, hair matted with dirt and worse. A man standing over her. Kane Voss, Decker's older brother, even bigger, even meaner. 6'5" and built like a bull. He's got her by the hair, dragging her through the street like an animal, the whole town watching. 50 people, maybe more, lining the boardwalks, standing in doorways, watching through windows, just standing there. Underscore, 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 underscore. Kane pulls Nora to her feet, shoves her hard. She falls, face first into the mud. He kicks her, boot to the ribs. She cries out, tries to curl up, to protect herself. He kicks her again, laughing. The crowd watches in silence. Not one person moves to help. Underscore, 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 underscore. Kane reaches down, grabs her by the throat, lifts her partially off the ground. She claws at his hand, gasping, choking. He raises his other fist, massive, scarred, the fist of a man who's beaten dozens of people, aimed at her face. Underscore, 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 underscore. And I see Margaret Ann Crawford, falling, baby in her arms, blood spreading across her chest. The moment I destroyed everything, the moment that's haunted me for 14 years. Not again, never again. Underscore, 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 underscore. I don't think. I move. Dismount while Slag is still running. Hit the ground at full sprint. Boots pounding the street. Underscore, 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 underscore. Kane's fist coming down, aimed at Nora's face. Aimed to shatter bone and end consciousness and maybe kill. I catch his wrist mid-swing. My hand closes around it like a vice. He looks at me, confused, shocked, beginning to be scared. Because I'm not the ghost anymore. I'm the man I used to be. The man who wore a badge and kept the peace and didn't let monsters hurt the innocent. And that man is done hiding. Underscore, 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 underscore. I twist. Kane's wrist snaps. I feel the bones give. Feel them grind against each other. He screams, high-pitched, like a child. I don't let go. Pull him toward me. Headbutt him. My forehead to his nose. His nose gives. Cartilage and bone. Blood everywhere. He drops. Falls to his knees in the mud beside Nora. Underscore, 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 underscore. The crowd gasps. Someone screams. No one moves toward me. I look around for Blackwell. Find him. On the boardwalk outside the bank. Flanked by 6 men with guns. Watching, smiling. Not worried, not threatened, just amused. Underscore, 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 underscore. I help Nora up. She's shaking, staring at me, eyes wide with shock and pain and disbelief. Who are you? Tobias Wraithwood. I knew your father. Recognition flickers. You're the Wraith, the man from the mountain. Yes. My father sent you? Yes. She almost collapses. I catch her, hold her upright. I thought no one was coming. I thought I was going to die. Not today. Underscore, 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 underscore. Blackwell steps forward. 55 years old. Silver hair. Expensive suit. Cold eyes that calculate everything. Well, well, the Wraith descends from his mountain. How dramatic. I don't answer. Just put Nora behind me. Put myself between her and the world. You're interfering with legal business, Wraithwood. There's nothing legal about this. I have documents, signed and notarized. Miss Ashford owes me $5,000. When she refused to pay, I was forced to take action. Forged documents. Prove it. I will. Blackwell's smile fades slightly, just a fraction. You're making a mistake, Wraithwood. A serious mistake. No, I'm keeping a promise. What promise? To Garrett Ashford, to protect his daughter, to make sure animals like you don't destroy everything good in this world. Underscore, 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 underscore. Blackwell's face hardens. You ride out with her, you're an outlaw. I'll send men. I'll have the territorial marshal issue a warrant. I'll burn you out of that mountain cabin. I'll hunt you down like the dog you are. I pick Nora up. Light. Too light. She hasn't been eating. Put her on slag. Mount behind her. Look at Blackwell one last time. Send them. I'll be waiting. Underscore, 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 underscore. I turned slag, ride, out of town, into darkness, toward the mountain, toward Ghost Ridge, with Garrett's daughter behind me, with the woman I promised to protect. While 50 people watch in silence and Blackwell's face twists with rage. Underscore, 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 underscore. The ride up takes 3 hours. Darkness. Narrow trails that drop away into nothing. Loose rocks that shift under Slag's hooves and tumble away into void. One wrong step and we drop 300 feet onto granite. But Slag knows the way. Has made this climb 1,000 times. Nora doesn't speak. Just holds the saddle horn, shaking like she's freezing even though I've wrapped my wolf fur coat around her shoulders. Cold, shock, everything catching up at once. I feel her trembling against my chest, feel her breath coming short and fast. Breathe slower, deep breaths, in through your nose, out through your mouth. She tries, fails, tries again. Eventually her breathing evens out, but she doesn't stop shaking. Underscore, 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 underscore. She finally speaks when we're halfway up. Where are we going? Up. How far? As far as it takes. Quiet for another half mile. Then, my father, he sent you? Yes. How? A letter. When? I got it today. She turns her head slightly, looking back at me in the darkness. Today? You came down from the mountain today? After 14 years? Yes. Why? Because I owe him. Owe him what? My life. Underscore, 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 underscore. She doesn't ask more, doesn't press for details, smart girl, knows when to stop asking questions, knows when to just accept help and be grateful for it. Underscore, 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 underscore. We reach the cabin at midnight. Moon higher now, enough light to see the structure. Nora slides off Slag, legs buckle. I catch her before she falls. When did you last eat? I don't remember. Drink? Yesterday, maybe. I help her to the door, unlock it with the iron key, push it open. She steps inside, stops, stares. Underscore, 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 underscore. One room, stone fireplace, rough-hewn table, cot in the corner covered with bear fur, traps hanging from rafters, pelts stacked against walls, smell of wood smoke and coffee and absolute solitude. This is where I've lived for 14 years. This is the cell I built for myself. She turns to look at me. You live here? Yes. Alone? Yes. For how long? 14 years. Her eyes go wide, actually wide with shock. 14 years, alone. Why? I don't answer. Just move past her. Start building a fire. Underscore, 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 underscore. She sits at the table while I work, watches me in silence. I can feel her staring, but I don't look up. Just focus on the fire. Kindling. Small sticks carefully arranged. Larger logs on top. Strike flint to steel. Catch the spark in charred cloth. Transfer to kindling. Blow gently. Flames catch. Light fills the cabin. Warmth begins to spread. She leans toward the fire, holds out her hands like she's worshiping. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. Why not? Because we're not safe. Blackwell will send men. How many? As many as it takes. When? Soon. Underscore, 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 underscore. She's quiet for a long moment. Then, what happens to me if they take me back? I look at her. Really look at her for the first time. She has Garrett's eyes, dark brown, almost black, the kind of eyes that see through lies, but also fear, real fear, the kind that comes from knowing you're going to die and there's nothing you can do about it. You won't go back. I won't let them take you. You don't even know me. I knew your father. That's enough. Is it? Yes. Underscore 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 underscore. I pull out the pocket watch, set it on the table between us. She picks it up, turns it over, reads the inscription. Time runs out. Honor doesn't. She closes her eyes. When she opens them, there are tears. He carried this at Shiloh. He told me about it, about the man whose life he saved, about the man who disappeared after the war, about the man my father never stopped looking for. She opens her eyes, looks at me. That was you. Yes. He saved your life. Yes. And now you're saving mine. I'm trying. Why, after 14 years hiding, why come down now? I look at the watch, at the inscription. Because time runs out, but honor doesn't, and I owe your father more than I can ever repay. Underscore 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 underscore. I heat coffee, Old Grounds, twice boiled, bitter as medicine, but hot. She drinks it, makes a face. This is terrible. I know. You drink this every day? Yes. Why? Because it's warm and it keeps me alive. She almost smiles. Almost. Then the smile dies. My father. How did he die? Underscore 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 underscore. I don't lie. Never saw the point in lying about ugly things. Blackwell had him killed. She nods, like she already knew, like she was just waiting for confirmation. I thought so. 2 weeks before he died, he came to my room, late at night, woke me up, sat on my bed like he used to when I was little. Told me he loved me, told me to be strong, told me if anything happened someone would come, a friend, the best man I know. Then he kissed my forehead and left. Her voice breaks. I never saw him alive again. They found him 3 days later at the bottom of a ravine, said his wagon went over the edge, said it was an accident. It wasn't an accident. I know. Underscore 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 underscore. She cries, quiet tears running down her face. She doesn't sob, doesn't make noise, just sits there crying while 14 years of her life crumbles. I don't know what to do. Haven't comforted anyone in 14 years. Haven't touched another human being except in violence. But she's Garrett's daughter, and she's breaking. Underscore 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 underscore. I move to the table, sit across from her, reach out, hesitate, put my hand on hers. She looks up, surprised. I'm sorry that I didn't come sooner, that I wasn't here when he needed me. You came when he asked. That's what matters. I should have been here before. You didn't know. She squeezes my hand. You're here now. That's what matters. Underscore 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 underscore. She falls asleep at the table an hour later, head on her arms, exhausted beyond endurance. I don't wake her, just throw another log on the fire, sit in the corner, watch the door, because Blackwell's men are coming. Maybe not tonight, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, and when they do, I'll be ready. Underscore 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 underscore. She wakes at dawn, disoriented, confused about where she is, sees me in the corner still watching the door. Did you sleep? No. Why not? Someone has to keep watch. She sits up, rubs her face, winces when her fingers touch bruises. How long was I asleep? 6 hours. And you stayed awake the whole time? Yes. She looks at me like I'm insane. Maybe I am. Underscore 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 underscore. I make breakfast. Cornmeal mush, fried salt pork, more terrible coffee. She eats like she's starving, because she is. Blackwell's men locked me in the boarding house. 3 days. No food, no water. Said I'd get both when I signed the deed over. Did you? No. Good girl. She looks up at me. Don't call me girl. I'm 22 years old. Sorry, good woman. Better. Underscore 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 underscore. After breakfast, I take her outside, show her the layout. Cabin backs into a granite cliff, 300 feet of sheer rock. No one can approach from behind. Impossible to climb. Front faces a clearing. 50 yards of open ground. Anyone coming has to cross it. Perfect kill zone. Left side, steep drop. 400 feet down to rock slide and broken timber. Right side, dense forest. But I've set traps, bear traps, snares, pitfalls covered with branches. She looks around, takes it all in. This is a fortress. It has to be. You've been preparing for this. I've been preparing for something. Didn't know what. Now I do. Underscore 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 underscore. I show her the rifle. Sharps .50 caliber. Buffalo gun. Massive, heavy, kicks like a mule with a grudge. Can you shoot? My father taught me. Taught you what? Bottles at 50 yards, cans at 100, paper targets. Ever shoot at a person? No. Long silence. Then, will I have to? Maybe. I don't know if I can. I look at her. You will, because when they come, it's you or them, and you'll choose you. Everyone does. Underscore 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 underscore. I spend the morning teaching her, not how to shoot. She knows that already. Fundamentals are solid. How to kill. There's a difference. Targets don't shoot back. Targets don't scream. Targets don't bleed out in the dirt begging for their mothers. People do. And if you hesitate even for a second, you die. Underscore 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 underscore. I set up a log 60 yards out. Put a hat on it. That's a man. He's coming to kill you. What do you do? She raises the rifle. Aims. Hands shake. Breathe. She does. Now squeeze. Don't pull. She fires. The Sharps roars. Hat flies off. Good. She lowers the rifle. Looks at me. That was easy. Because it's a log. Try again. Underscore 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 underscore. I walk out. Put the hat back. Return to her side. Now imagine it's Kane Voss. Imagine he's the one who dragged you through the street. Imagine he's coming to do it again. And this time, he won't stop with your ribs. This time, he'll beat you until you stop moving. Then he'll keep beating you because he enjoys it. She raises the rifle. No shaking this time. Fires. The log explodes dead center. Wood splinters everywhere. Better. It felt different that time. How? Easier. Cleaner. Like it was the right thing to do. It is the right thing. When someone's trying to kill you, killing them first is always right. Underscore 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 underscore. We train for 3 days. Shooting, reloading, moving. I teach her to use terrain. Never stay in one place. Think like prey. Because that's what we are. And Blackwell is the hunter. Underscore 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 underscore. On the 4th day I see them. Dawn. Scanning the valley with Garrett's old brass spyglass. 15 men on horseback, maybe more, hard to count in the trees, moving up the trail, 2 miles out, maybe 90 minutes away. I wake Nora. They're here. She sits up. No panic, just instant alertness. How many? 15 that I can see. Can we hold? I don't know. What do you need me to do? Stay in the cabin, bar the door, shoot anyone who isn't me. What about you? I'll be outside, slowing them down. Underscore 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 underscore. She gets dressed fast. Men's trousers I found for her. Flannel shirt, gun belt, efficient, no wasted motion, good. Tobias, yes. Don't get yourself killed for me. I look at her, really look at her. She's not shaking anymore, not crying, not afraid. She's Garrett's daughter, ready to fight. I'm not dying today. Promise? I promise. Underscore 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 underscore. I take the Sharps. 200 rounds in a canvas bag, a canteen, Garrett's journal wrapped in oilcloth. If I die, someone needs to know the truth. I put the journal in Nora's hands. If I don't come back, wait until dark. Take Slag, ride to Cheyenne, find the federal marshal, give him this. She looks at the journal, then at me. You're not coming back? I didn't say that, but if you don't, then you do what I said. Promise me. She grabs my arm. I promise. Now you promise me you're coming back. I already did. Promise again. I promise. Underscore, 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 underscore. I leave the cabin, move into position, 300 yards downslope, behind a granite boulder the size of a wagon. Perfect line of sight. Perfect cover. I settle in. Load the sharps, check the sight, wait. Underscore, 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 underscore. They come at noon, strung out along the trail, single file. Because the trail is only wide enough for one horse. Stupid. Never bunch up in hostile territory. First rule of combat. But these aren't soldiers. They're hired guns, cowboys, drifters looking for easy money. Not professionals. Good. Underscore, 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 underscore. I aim at the lead man. 400 yards. Wind from the west, 5 miles per hour. Have to account for that. Adjust. Breathe. Squeeze. Underscore, 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 underscore. Boom. The sharps roars like thunder. Lead man drops from his horse, doesn't scream, doesn't move, just drops, dead before he hits the ground. Others freeze, looking around, confused about where the shot came from. Underscore, 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 underscore. I reload. Practiced motion, done 10,000 times, aim at the second man, fire. He goes down. Now they're panicking, scattering, looking for cover. But there is no cover, just open trail. Just vertical cliff on one side and 300-foot drop on the other. Underscore, 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 underscore. Third shot, missed bullet sparks off rock. Fourth shot, hit. Man tumbles off his horse, falls over the edge, screams all the way down. Fifth shot, hit. They're running now. Back down the trail, leaving their dead. Leaving their horses, just running, screaming. Underscore, 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 underscore. I count. 11 men retreating, 4 dead. Not bad for 5 minutes of work, but they'll be back. With more men, with a better plan. With someone who knows what they're doing. Underscore, 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 underscore. I head back to the cabin. Nora opens the door before I knock, sees the blood on my hands, gunpowder residue, rifle oil, not real blood, but she doesn't know that. You're bleeding. Not my blood. How many? 4. Dead? Yes. She nods. Good. Just like that. Good. No hesitation, no moral struggle. Her father's daughter. Underscore, 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 underscore. That night I can't sleep, because I killed 4 men today. Haven't killed anyone in 14 years. Not since the war. Not since I accidentally killed Margaret Ann Crawford. And now 4 more. Deliberately. Methodically. Without hesitation or remorse. And I don't feel bad. I should feel something. Guilt, shame, horror, but I don't. Because they came here to kill me, to take Nora back to Blackwell, to finish what Kane started in the street, so I stopped them. Simple. Necessary. Just underscore, 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 underscore. But it bothers me. Not that I killed them, but that it was so easy, like I never stopped being that man, the marshal, the soldier, the killer. I thought 14 years on this mountain changed me, made me different, better, less dangerous. But it didn't. It just put me on pause. And now I'm back to being exactly what I was. A man who solves problems with violence. underscore 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 underscore. Nora sits beside me at the table. You okay? No? Want to talk about it? No. Long silence, then. My father said you were the best man he knew. He was wrong. Why? Because good men don't kill people? Good men don't kill 4 people before noon and then eat dinner like nothing happened. Those men chose to come here, chose to work for Blackwell, chose to try to kill us. You didn't choose that. You just responded. That doesn't make you bad. It makes you strong. I look at her. How old are you again? 22. You sound older. I grew up fast. When my mother died 10 years ago, my father raised me alone, taught me to think, to question, to see the world clearly. He said the world doesn't care if you're ready. It comes at you anyway, so you better be prepared. Sounds like Garrett. She smiles, sad but genuine. It does, doesn't it? Underscore 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 underscore. Day 7. They try again. This time at night. Smarter. 3 directions. Through the timber on the right. Quiet. Professional. Someone with military experience is leading them now. Underscore 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 underscore. But I hear them anyway. Know this mountain. Every sound, every shift in the wind, every wrong note in the symphony of night. Wake Nora without speaking. Hand signal. She doesn't ask questions. Grabs the rifle. Takes position at the window. I go outside. Move into the trees. Silent. Patient. Hunting. Underscore 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 underscore. I find the first one 50 yards out, creeping through undergrowth, carbine in his hands, professional, careful, dangerous. Don't use the gun, too loud, would give away my position. Use the knife. Garrett's old Bowie, 12 inches of folded steel. He gave it to me after Shiloh. Keep this, Tobias, you'll need it someday. He was right. Underscore 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 underscore. I come up behind the man, clamp hand over mouth. The blade finds its way home. He goes rigid, then limp. Lower him to the ground. No sound except wind in the pines. Move on. Underscore 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 underscore. The second man is harder, alert, scanning, rifle ready. Can't get close without him seeing me. So I throw a rock 20 feet to his left. He spins, fires at the sound. Muzzle flash in the dark. Now I know exactly where he is. Circle behind while he's focused on where the rock landed. Same technique. Hand over mouth, blade, down. Underscore 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 underscore. The third man sees me coming, raises his rifle. I'm too close, 10 feet. He can't miss at this range. Except he does, because Nora shoots him from the cabin window. The sharps booms like a cannon. He drops. I look back at the cabin. Can't see her. Too dark. But I know she's there. Watching my back the way I'm watching hers. Underscore 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 underscore. I get back to the cabin. She's pale, shaking, staring at the rifle in her hands like it's a snake. I killed him. Yes. I killed a man. Yes. She looks at me, eyes wide. I thought I'd feel different, guilty, scared, something. What do you feel? Relieved. Good. That means you want to live. Is that wrong? No, that's human. That's normal. That's survival. Underscore 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 underscore. We sit by the fire. Neither speaks, because there's nothing to say. We crossed a line tonight, both of us, and there's no going back to who we were before. Underscore 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 underscore. Morning comes cold and bright. I go out to check the bodies. 3 in the trees where they fell. Drag them to the clearing. Line them up. So whoever's leading this siege sees them, sees the cost, sees what happens when you come to my mountain. Underscore 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 underscore. By noon they're gone, all of them, retreated back down the trail. I watched through the spyglass. 11 men left, 7 dead total in 2 attacks. They'll need reinforcements now. More men, more guns, more planning, which buys us time, maybe a week, maybe 2, but not forever. Underscore 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 underscore. Nora asks the question I've been avoiding. How long can we hold? I don't know. Weeks? Months? Maybe weeks, not months. And then? Then they'll bring enough men that we can't stop them. 50, 100, however many it takes. So what do? I look at her. We don't wait. What do you mean? We go down to Redemption Springs. We end this. How? By making Blackwell answer for what he did. She stares at me. That's insane. Probably. We'll die. Maybe. Then why do it? Because up here we're just surviving. Down there we can win. Underscore 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 underscore. She thinks about it for a long time, staring into the fire. Then, when do we leave? Tomorrow. What do we need? Evidence, witnesses, and luck. She nods slowly. My father left evidence. You found it at the ranch house. I did. The journal, documents, survey maps, proof Blackwell forged everything. Will it be enough? I don't know, but it's all we have. Quiet again. Then, my father told me something once, that Blackwell isn't just stealing land, he's stealing futures. Hundreds of people will suffer if he gets control of that copper. So we're not just fighting for me, we're fighting for them, for everyone. I nod. Your father was a good man. Sad smile. He was, and he trusted you, so I will too. Underscore 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 underscore. That night I give her Garrett's pistol. Colt .45, same as mine. She holds it, tests the weight, checks the cylinder like she's done it 1,000 times. Your father taught you well. He taught me to survive. You taught me to fight. There's a difference. I didn't teach you anything. Yes, you did. You taught me that hiding doesn't solve anything, that eventually you have to face what scares you, that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting despite fear. She looks at me. You've been running for 14 years. Tomorrow you stop. Tomorrow we both stop running. Underscore 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 underscore. And I realize she's right. I've been hiding, telling myself it was punishment for what I did, telling myself I didn't deserve connection or community or life. But really I was just scared. Scared of failing again. Scared of hurting someone again. Scared of being human again. And Nora sees through all of it. Because she's Garrett's daughter. And Garrett always saw the truth, even when you tried to hide it. Underscore 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 underscore. We leave at dawn, traveling light, weapons, ammunition, water, evidence. Nora rides behind me on Slag. We don't talk, just ride. Down the mountain, away from safety, toward Redemption Springs, toward Blackwell, toward whatever comes next. Underscore 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 underscore. Halfway down we stop. I scan the valley with the spyglass. 20 men camped at the base of the mountain, blocking the main trail, waiting for us to come down, or for reinforcements to go up. Either way, they're between us and town. Underscore 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 underscore. Nora leans forward. What do you see? 20 men, maybe more in the trees, blocking the trail. Can we get past them? Not this way. There's another trail, longer, harder, comes out west of town near the old mining camp. Will they expect that? No, most people don't know about it. It's not on any maps. Then let's go. Underscore 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 underscore. The western trail is brutal, narrow ledges barely wide enough for Slag's hooves, loose scree that shifts and slides, Drop-offs that make my stomach turn even after 14 years living up here. Nora doesn't complain, doesn't look down, just holds on to me and trusts Slag to find the way. Brave. Getting braver every day. Underscore, 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 underscore. We reach the bottom at sunset. Circle wide around the men on the main trail. Come into Redemption Springs from the west through the abandoned mining district, just as planned. No one sees us. Tie Slag behind the church. Move through alleys toward Sarah's saloon. Underscore, 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 underscore. Sarah sees us through the back window, opens the door before we knock, pulls us inside. Are you insane? Probably. Blackwell has men everywhere. They're looking for you. I know. They'll kill you on sight, both of you. I know that too. Then why are you here? To finish this. How? I need to talk to Sheriff Hayes. Sarah shakes her head. Hayes is Blackwell's man, has been for years. No, Garrett trusted him, told me so in the letter, and I trust Garrett. Sarah looks at Nora, then back at me. You're both going to die. Maybe, but not today. Underscore, 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 underscore. Sheriff Hayes arrives at midnight. Through the back door like a man who doesn't want to be seen. 62 years old, gray hair, weathered face, hands that shake slightly even when he's standing still. He sees me, stops in the doorway. Tobias Wraithwood. Sheriff, you shouldn't be here. Blackwell has a bounty on you. $5,000, dead or alive. Every gun in the territory will be looking for you. I know. Then why come down? Because running doesn't solve anything. Never has, never will. Hayes looks at Nora. Recognition flickers. Garrett's daughter. Yes. You look like him. Same eyes. Same stubborn jaw. Thank you. He'd be proud of you. Standing up to Blackwell. Not many would. I'm not doing it alone. Underscore, 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 underscore. Hayes sits down heavy, like the weight of everything is finally too much to carry. I've been sheriff here 30 years. Never took a bribe. Never looked the other way. Never compromised my badge. Until Blackwell came. He looks up at me. I'm ashamed. Garrett was my friend, one of the best men I ever knew, and I let him die. You didn't pull the trigger. No, but I didn't stop it either, and that's just as bad. You're stopping it now, that's why we're here. Underscore, 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 underscore. I put Garrett's journal on the table. Hayes picks it up, flips through it. Face goes pale, actually pale. Dear God, he documented everything, every bribe, every threat, every forged signature, every piece of the conspiracy. Will it hold up in court? If we can get it to a judge who isn't bought. There's a circuit judge, federal appointment, comes through Cheyenne once a month. Marcus Thornton, honest, fair. Blackwell doesn't own him. When's he due? 3 weeks. Hayes closes the journal carefully. We'll never make it 3 weeks. Blackwell knows you're here by now. His men saw you come into town. They're gathering, right now. How many? 40, maybe 50. Every gun he can buy or intimidate. Can you stop them? Hayes laughs, bitter, hollow. Me? I'm one man. One old man with a tin star and shaking hands. Against Blackwell's army, I can't stop anything. Underscore, 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 underscore. Nora speaks for the first time. Then we don't wait for the judge. Everyone looks at her. We bring the fight to Blackwell. Tonight. Tomorrow. Soon. Hayes shakes his head. That's suicide, Miss Ashford. Maybe, but we have something he doesn't. What's that? The truth. Truth doesn't stop bullets. No. But it stops men. It changes hearts. It turns cowards into heroes. She stands, walks to the window, looks out at the dark street. My father used to say that evil flourishes when good people do nothing. This town is full of good people. They're just scared. But if we show them the truth, if we prove Blackwell is a murderer and a thief, they'll stand with us. Underscore 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 underscore. Sarah speaks up from behind the bar. She's right. People here loved Garrett. They know something was wrong with his death. They're just afraid to say it. But if someone leads, they'll follow. Hayes looks doubtful. Lead how? Nora turns from the window. We call a town meeting, tomorrow morning, at the church. We show them the evidence. We make Blackwell answer for what he's done, in front of everyone. Hayes stares at her. You want to accuse the most powerful man in the territory of murder, in public, in front of witnesses. Yes. He'll kill you before you finish talking. Maybe. But maybe he won't. Maybe for once someone will stand up to him. Maybe that's all it takes. One person with courage, and then another, and another, until there are enough of us that he can't kill us all. Underscore 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 underscore. Hayes thinks for a long time, staring at the journal, at Nora, at me, then, okay, I'll do it. I'll call the meeting. Send word to Pastor Williams. Tell everyone. Mandatory town gathering, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Blackwell will come? He'll have to. If he doesn't, it looks like he's scared. And men like Blackwell can't afford to look scared. Their entire power structure depends on fear. Exactly. Hayes stands, picks up his hat. This is insane. Yes, we're all going to die. Probably. But at least we'll die doing the right thing. At least we'll die like Garrett would have wanted, standing up, fighting back. He looks at Nora. Your father would be very proud of you, Miss Ashford. Underscore 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 underscore. After Hayes leaves, Sarah brings food. Real food. Beef stew, fresh bread, butter, apple pie. We eat in silence. Because tomorrow might be our last meal. Because in 12 hours we might be dead. Because everything comes down to one moment in one church with one chance to make things right. Underscore 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 underscore. Nora speaks first. Tobias. Yes. Thank you. For what? For not giving up on me. For coming down from that mountain. For teaching me to fight. For giving me hope when I had none left. I shrug, uncomfortable with gratitude. Your father asked me to. No. My father asked you to protect me. You did more than that. You taught me to protect myself. You showed me I'm stronger than I thought. You gave me back my life. Underscore 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 underscore. I don't know what to say. I'm not good at this, at feelings, at connection, at being human. I've avoided it for 14 years. And now this brave, stubborn, impossible woman is looking at me like I'm something worth saving. Like I'm someone who deserves a second chance. Like the 14 years I spent punishing myself might actually be enough. Underscore 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 underscore. When I killed Margaret Ann Crawford, I thought my life was over. Thought I didn't deserve to breathe the same air as decent people, so I ran, hid, became something less than human. I look at Nora. You made me remember what it feels like to be alive, to have purpose, to matter. So thank you. She smiles, real and warm. We saved each other then. I suppose we did. Underscore 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 underscore. I don't sleep that night. Neither does Nora. We sit by Sarah's fireplace, watching flames dance, waiting for dawn, waiting for whatever comes next. Underscore 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 underscore. She asked the question I've been avoiding. What happens if we lose tomorrow? We won't. But if we do, then Blackwell wins, takes the land, files his mining claims, gets rich while good people suffer. And us? Dead. Both of us. He can't afford to let us live. I'm not afraid of dying, Tobias. I know. I'm afraid of dying for nothing, of my father's death meaning nothing. It won't mean nothing, even if we lose tomorrow, even if we die. The truth will be out, people will know, and eventually someone else will pick up where we left off. You really believe that? I have to. Otherwise, what's the point of any of this? Underscore, 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 underscore. She moves closer, leans her head on my shoulder. I'm glad you came down from the mountain. So am I. Even if we die tomorrow? Even then. We sit in silence until dawn. Underscore, 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 underscore. Morning comes too fast and too slow. Sarah makes coffee. We drink it. No one speaks. Because there's nothing left to say. Underscore, 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 underscore. At 9:30 we walk to the church, through back streets, through alleys, avoiding Main Street where Blackwell's men patrol. The church is small, white clapboard, cross on the roof, bell in the tower, built 30 years ago when the town was just a mining camp. Pastor Williams waits on the steps. 70 years old, thin, frail, gentle face, but his eyes are steel. Miss Ashford? Pastor? I heard about your father. I'm deeply sorry for your loss. Thank you. He was a good man, one of the best I've known in my 40 years of ministry. He was. Pastor Williams looks at me. And you are? Tobias Wraithwood, the Wraith of Ghost Ridge. Some call me that. Garrett spoke of you, said you were the most honorable man he ever knew. I'm not. He believed you were. That's good enough for me. Underscore, 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 underscore. The church fills up slowly at first, then faster as word spreads. 10 people, 20, 50. By 10 o'clock every pew is full. 100 people, maybe more. Men, women, children. The entire town gathered in one place. Underscore, 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 underscore. And at the back, standing because there's no more seats, arms crossed, face impassive, is Cyrus Blackwell. Underscore, 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 underscore. 55 years old, silver hair slicked back, expensive tailored suit, gold watch chain, cold blue eyes that calculate everything. Flanked by 6 men with guns visible under their coats. Decker Voss on his right, still favoring his ribs from where I hit him. Kane Voss on his left, nose splinted, both eyes black. They see me. Their faces twist with rage. But Blackwell just smiles, not a friendly smile, a predator's smile, the smile of a man who thinks he's already won. Underscore, 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 underscore. Sheriff Hayes stands at the pulpit, clears his throat. The church goes silent. Thank you all for coming. I know this is unusual, but we're here to discuss a matter of grave importance to this community. Blackwell interrupts from the back. Make it quick, Hayes. Some of us have work to do. The crowd murmurs. Hayes ignores him. 3 months ago, Garrett Ashford died. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but new evidence has come to light, evidence that suggests it was murder. Underscore, 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 underscore. The church explodes. Gasps, shouts, accusations flying, women clutching their children, men on their feet demanding answers. Blackwell stands perfectly still, watching, calculating. Hayes holds up a hand for silence. Let me finish, please. The crowd settles slowly. The evidence I'm referring to is this. Hayes holds up Garrett's journal. The crowd leans forward. Underscore, 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 underscore. Blackwell's face doesn't change, but his eyes narrow, just slightly, just enough that I know he recognizes it. What is that? Someone calls from the crowd. Garrett Ashford's personal journal, detailing every transaction, every threat, every illegal act committed against him over the past 5 years. Blackwell's voice cuts through, cold, sharp. Anyone can write a journal. That's not evidence of anything except paranoia. Then you won't mind if I read from it. Be my guest, Sheriff. Entertain us with the ravings of a dead man. underscore 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 underscore. Hayes opens the journal, reads in a clear, steady voice. March 15th, 1881. Cyrus Blackwell offered me $3,000 for my land. I refused. He said I'd regret it. April 2nd, 1881. 2 of my cattle were found poisoned. No witnesses, but I know it was Blackwell's men. Everyone knows. May 10th, 1881. Blackwell doubled his offer. 6,000. I refused again. He told me accidents happen to stubborn men. Underscore 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 underscore. Hayes keeps reading. Entry after entry, year after year. The pattern crystal clear. Blackwell wanted the land. Garrett wouldn't sell. So Blackwell escalated. Threats became violence. Violence became murder. Underscore 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 underscore. Hayes reaches the last entry. His voice cracks slightly. March 20th, 1883. Tomorrow I'm traveling to Cheyenne to file a formal complaint with the territorial governor about Blackwell's corruption and intimidation. I know this is dangerous, but I can't stand by anymore while innocent people suffer. If something happens to me, I pray someone finds this journal and brings him to justice. For Catherine, for Nora, for everyone he's hurt. Underscore 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 underscore. Hayes closes the journal, looks up at the crowd. Garrett Ashford died March 21st, 1883, the day after he wrote that entry. The same day he was supposed to travel to Cheyenne. His wagon was found at the bottom of a ravine. Death ruled accidental. The church is absolutely silent. You could hear a pin drop. Underscore 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 underscore. Blackwell stands, speaks very calmly. That proves nothing. Ashford was paranoid, unstable, everyone knew it. This journal is the ranting of a disturbed mind, not evidence of murder. Underscore 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 underscore. Nora stands, every eye turns to her. Then explain this. She holds up a document, a geological survey from 1881, showing a massive copper deposit running under my father's land, worth tens of millions of dollars. You wanted that copper, Mr. Blackwell. My father wouldn't sell. So you killed him and forged loan documents to steal the land. Underscore 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 underscore. Blackwell's calm cracks, just slightly. You have no proof of that. Yes, I do. Nora pulls out more papers. The loan documents you filed claiming my father owed you $5,000. The signature is forged. I have samples of my father's real handwriting, from letters, from his will, from bank records. The signature on your loan document doesn't match, not even close. She spreads the documents on the altar for everyone to see. See for yourselves. The loops are different. The slant is different. The pressure is different. This isn't my father's signature. It's a forgery. Underscore 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 underscore. The crowd surges forward to look, murmuring, comparing, seeing the truth. Blackwell's jaw tightens. You're accusing me of forgery, of fraud, of murder, based on a journal and amateur handwriting analysis. That wouldn't hold up in any court. Then let's test it. Let's bring in a real handwriting expert. Let's put your documents under oath. I don't need to prove anything. I have legal documents, properly filed. That's all that matters. Legal documents based on forged signatures. So you claim underscore 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 underscore. Nora steps forward, looks around the church at all the faces. How many of you have been threatened by Cyrus Blackwell? How many have been intimidated, extorted, forced to do things against your will? Silence. No one moves. Blackwell smiles. See? No one. Because your accusations are fantasy. Underscore 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 underscore. Then a voice from this crowd. I have. Everyone turns. Doc Henderson stands, 60 years old, the town doctor for 30 years. I examined Garrett's body. The injuries didn't match the accident report. Blunt force trauma to the back of the skull. Inconsistent with a wagon fall. Consistent with being struck from behind with a heavy object. The crowd gasps. I wrote 2 reports, one truthful, one false. Mr. Blackwell forced me to file the false one, threatened my son if I didn't comply. Underscore, 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 underscore. Another voice, Jonas Pitt, the blacksmith. Blackwell threatened me too, said if I didn't shoe his horses for free, he'd burn my shop. I've been working for him without pay for 2 years. Another voice, Ezra from the general store. He forced me to extend credit to his men, thousands of dollars, never paid a cent. Said if I complained I'd lose my business. Another voice, another, 10 people, 20, 30, all standing, all speaking, all saying the same thing. Blackwell threatened us. Blackwell extorted us. Blackwell owns this town through fear, and we're tired of being afraid. Underscore, 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 underscore. Blackwell sees it happening, the tide turning, his control slipping away. He looks at his men. Shoot them, all of them. The men hesitate, because it's one thing to intimidate individuals, another to massacre a church full of witnesses. Blackwell's face twists with rage. I said shoot them! Underscore, 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 underscore. The men raise their guns, barrels pointing at the crowd. Women scream, men shout. Everyone starts to panic. Underscore, 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 and I move, faster than I have in 14 years, across the church in 3 seconds, gun drawn, barrel pressed to Blackwell's temple. Everyone freezes. Underscore, 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 underscore. Tell them to stand down. Blackwell's voice shakes, just slightly, just enough that I know he's scared. You wouldn't dare. I already killed 7 of your men on the mountain. What's one more? The crowd gasps. Blackwell's eyes widen. 7? 7. They came for me, for Nora. They died, just like you'll die if you don't tell your men to lower their weapons. Underscore, 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 underscore. I pull back the hammer. The click echoes through the church, loud as thunder, final as judgment. Blackwell raises a hand slowly. Lower your weapons. The men hesitate. Now! They lower their guns slowly. Reluctantly, I don't lower mine. Sheriff Hayes, arrest him. Underscore, 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 underscore. Hayes moves forward, pulls out handcuffs, hands steady now, no more shaking. Cyrus Blackwell, you're under arrest for the murder of Garrett Ashford, for fraud, for extortion, for conspiracy, for corruption. Blackwell laughs, but it sounds hollow. This won't stick. I have lawyers, connections, money. I'll be out by tomorrow. Maybe, but the truth is out now. Everyone knows what you did, and that's something money can't fix. Underscore, 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 underscore. Hayes cuffs him, leads him toward the door. Blackwell looks back at Nora. You think you've won, girl? This isn't over. I'll destroy you. I'll destroy everyone in this church. I'll burn this town to the ground. Nora doesn't flinch. You already tried, and you failed, because you forgot something important. What's that? People are stronger than fear. Truth is stronger than lies. And justice eventually comes for everyone, even you. Underscore, 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 underscore. They take Blackwell away. His men follow, defeated, uncertain. The town watches in silence. Then someone starts clapping. Slow at first, then faster. Then everyone. The whole church. Standing ovation. For Nora. For Hayes. For truth. For courage. Underscore, 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 underscore. Nora looks at me. Tears in her eyes. We did it. You did it. I just provided backup. No, we did it together, the way my father would have wanted. She throws her arms around me, hugs me tight. I stiffen. Because I haven't been hugged in 14 years, haven't let anyone this close. But slowly, I relax. Slowly, I hug her back. And for the first time in 14 years, I feel human again. Underscore, 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 underscore. 3 weeks later, the circuit judge arrives. Federal Judge Marcus Thornton, 60 years old, hard face, fair eyes, incorruptible reputation. He hears the case in the makeshift courtroom above the saloon. Reviews the evidence, the journal, the documents, the geological survey, the forged signatures, 50 witnesses, all saying the same thing. Blackwell is guilty. Underscore, 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 underscore. The trial lasts 2 days. Blackwell's lawyers try everything. Procedural challenges, character assassination, witness intimidation, none of it works. Because the truth is too strong, the evidence too clear, the witnesses too numerous. Underscore, 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 underscore. Blackwell himself takes the stand. Defiant, arrogant, unrepentant. I built this town, created jobs, brought prosperity. Everything I did was legal. Everything was business. Judge Thornton looks at him with cold eyes. You murdered a man for his land. You terrorized a community for profit. You corrupted officials and forged documents. That's not business. That's evil. I reject that characterization. I'm sure you do. The verdict of this court is guilty, on all counts, murder, fraud, extortion, corruption. Underscore, 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 underscore. Blackwell's face goes white. You can't do this. I have connections. The territorial governor, the railroad, federal contracts. Had connections, Mr. Blackwell. Past tense. I've already sent word to the governor about your activities. Your federal contracts are being reviewed. Your assets are being frozen. You have nothing left but the judgment of this court. What judgment? Life in prison, federal penitentiary in Wyoming territory. No possibility of parole, no appeals. You'll die in a cell, forgotten. Just another corrupt man who thought he was above the law. Underscore, 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 underscore. Blackwell screams, curses, threatens. They drag him out, still screaming, still threatening. But no one's listening anymore. He's just noise now. Just a memory of fear that's already fading. Underscore, 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 underscore. Nora sits beside me in the courtroom. Doesn't cry, doesn't celebrate. Just sits quietly processing everything. After a long moment, she speaks. It's over. Yes. My father can rest now. Yes. Thank you, Tobias, for keeping your promise, for protecting me, for giving me justice. I didn't do anything special. You did everything that mattered. Underscore, 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 underscore. We walk out of the courthouse into bright Wyoming sun. The town is different now, lighter. Like a weight has been lifted from everyone's shoulders. People smile at us, wave, thank us. Some shake my hand. It's uncomfortable, but also good. Human connection after 14 years of isolation. Strange, but good. Underscore, 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 underscore. Sarah finds us at the hotel that evening, brings news. The territorial governor reviewed Blackwell's mining claims, found them all fraudulent, filed without proper surveys, without environmental assessments, without tribal consultations, voided every single one. Nora's face lights up. The land? Yours, all 300 acres, plus compensation from Blackwell's seized assets, for damages, for suffering, for your father's death. How much? Sarah grins, actually grins. Enough to rebuild, enough to expand, enough to never worry about money again. Underscore, 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 underscore. Nora looks at me. What will you do now? With what? Your life. The mountain is yours again. Blackwell's dead. No one's hunting you. You can go back. I think about it. The cabin, the solitude, the safety of isolation. 14 years I lived there, alone, hidden, dead to the world. And in 3 months with Nora, I felt more alive than in all that time. I don't want to go back, Nora smiles. Good. Why good? Because I need help rebuilding the ranch. 300 acres is a lot of land. I can't manage it alone. You want me to work for you? I want you to partner with me, rebuild what my father started, make it something good, something that honors his memory, something that helps people instead of exploiting them. She holds out her hand. Partners? Underscore, 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 underscore. I look at her hand, at her face, at this brave, impossible woman who saved me as much as I saved her, who gave me a reason to come down from the mountain, who showed me I'm still capable of being human. Partners. We shake. Underscore, 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 underscore. 6 months later, the ranch is thriving. We hired 20 men from town. Good men who needed work, who needed purpose, built new barns, repaired fences, bought cattle, started a co-op with the other ranchers, shared resources, shared profits, shared knowledge, the way Garrett would have wanted, building community instead of empire. Underscore, 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 underscore. The town is different too. Hayes is still sheriff. But now he walks with his head up. Pride instead of shame. Sarah's saloon is busier than ever. Becomes the gathering place for the whole community. Doc Henderson opened a real clinic. Treats people regardless of ability to pay. Jonas Pitt expanded his blacksmith shop. Hired 3 apprentices. Underscore, 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 underscore. People are building, growing, hoping. Because Blackwell's shadow is gone. Because the sun can shine again. Because fear no longer rules. Underscore, 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 underscore. I'm different too. Don't live on the mountain anymore. Live in the foreman's cabin on the ranch. Near people, near noise, near life. It's strange after 14 years of isolation. To wake up and hear voices, to eat meals with others, to be part of something larger than myself. But I'm adjusting. Slowly, day by day. Learning how to be human again. Underscore, 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 underscore. One evening, Nora and I sit on the porch, watching the sunset paint the sky orange and purple, cattle lowing in the distance, wind soft and warm. She speaks without looking at me. Do you miss it? The mountain, the quiet, the solitude? Sometimes. Why? Because it was simple, no complications. No connections, no risk of hurting anyone, but it was also empty, and I'm tired of empty. Underscore, 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 underscore. She looks at me, studies my face in the fading light. My father loved you. You know that, right? I didn't deserve it. Yes, you did. He saw something in you, something you couldn't see in yourself. What? That you're a good man who made one terrible mistake and punished himself for 14 years. But that punishment is over now. You paid your debt. You honored your promise. You saved my life. You brought down Blackwell. You helped rebuild this community. She takes my hand. You're free now, Tobias. Free from guilt, free from shame, free to live. Underscore, 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 underscore. I look down at our hands. Hers small and calloused from hard work. Mine large and scarred from violence and isolation. I think about Margaret Ann Crawford, about the mistake I made, about the life I took, about the 14 years I spent atoning, and I realize something. I'll never forget her, never stop carrying that weight. But maybe I don't have to let it crush me. Maybe I can carry it without letting it destroy me. Maybe I can honor her memory by living instead of hiding, by helping instead of hurting, by being the man Garrett believed I was. Underscore 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 underscore. That night I write a letter to Thomas Crawford in Virginia, the baby who survived, who's now 18 years old. Don't know if he'll read it, don't know if he'll care, but I write it anyway. Because I need to. Underscore 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 underscore. Dear Mr. Crawford, my name is Tobias Wraithwood. 14 years ago I killed your mother. It was an accident, but that doesn't change anything. She's still gone. You still grew up without her, and it's still my fault. I want you to know I'm sorry. I've spent every day since trying to be worthy of forgiveness. I don't expect it. I don't deserve it, but I needed you to know. I'm sorry. I'll spend the rest of my life making sure her death wasn't meaningless, by protecting others, by doing good, by being better than I was. Your servant in perpetual regret. Tobias Wraithwood underscore 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 underscore. I mail the letter the next morning. Don't expect a response. Don't need one. Because it's not about forgiveness from him. It's about accountability, about acknowledging the harm I caused, about making amends however I can for as long as I live. Underscore 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 underscore. 3 months later, a letter arrives. From Virginia, my hands shake opening it. Underscore 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 underscore. Dear Mr. Wraithwood, I received your letter. My father passed away 5 years ago, but before he died he told me about you, about the day my mother died, about what happened. He said it was an accident, that you were aiming at an outlaw who had killed 2 deputies, that you were trying to save the hostages, that you didn't know my mother was standing behind that window. He said you tried to apologize, tried to make amends, but he was too angry to listen, too destroyed by grief to see anything except his own pain. He regretted that, for the rest of his life. Told me many times that he should have forgiven you, that my mother would have forgiven you, because that's who she was, kind, merciful, forgiving. I forgive you, Mr. Wraithwood, not because you asked, but because carrying hate is too heavy, and life is too short. And my mother wouldn't want either of us spending our lives trapped by that one terrible moment. Live well, Mr. Wraithwood. Honor my mother's memory by being the man you were meant to be, by doing good, by helping others, by refusing to let one mistake define your entire existence. With respect and forgiveness. Thomas Crawford underscore 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 underscore. I read the letter 3 times, then fold it carefully. Put it in the pocket watch case next to Garrett's inscription. 2 men, 2 lives, 2 lessons, both teaching me the same thing. Honor doesn't come from perfection. It comes from how you respond to failure. Underscore 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 underscore. I show the letter to Nora. She reads it, tears streaming down her face. This is beautiful, Tobias. Yes, you're free now, really free. You've been forgiven by the people you hurt, by my father, by me. Now you need to forgive yourself. I don't know if I can. You can. You just have to choose to. Underscore 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 underscore. And so I do. Not all at once, not perfectly, but slowly, day by day. I choose to live, to connect, to be human, to honor Garrett and Margaret Ann Crawford and everyone who believed I could be better than my worst moment. Underscore 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 underscore. Over the next year, the ranch grows, not just in size but in purpose. We don't just raise cattle, we train young men, give them skills, pay them fair wages, teach them that honest work has dignity. That building is better than destroying. That community is stronger than isolation. underscore 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 underscore. Nora runs the business side, books, contracts, negotiations. She's brilliant at it. Natural head for numbers and strategy. I run the land side, cattle, horses, crops, repairs. The physical work that keeps everything running. We complement each other. Her mind and my hands, her hope and my caution, her vision and my experience. Underscore 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 underscore. The ranch becomes known throughout the territory, not as the biggest or the richest, but as the fairest, where men are treated with respect, where honest work earns honest pay, where no one is exploited or abused. People start coming from other ranches, asking for jobs, asking for advice, asking how we do it. And we tell them, treat people like people, pay fair wages, share profits, build community. Simple, revolutionary, effective. Underscore 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 underscore. Sarah visits often, becomes like an aunt to Nora, like a friend to me. She tells stories about Garrett, keeps his memory alive, makes us laugh with tales of his stubbornness, his terrible jokes, his generous heart. He'd be so proud of both of you, she says one evening on the porch. You think so? Nora asks. I know so. He dreamed of this, a ranch that served the community. That built people up instead of grinding them down. You made his dream real. Underscore 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 underscore. Hayes visits too, older now, thinking about retirement, but still wearing the badge with pride. Town's peaceful, he reports. No corruption, no intimidation, just normal problems. Drunks, petty theft, nothing serious. Good, I say. It's because of you two. You showed everyone that standing up works, that courage matters, that one person can make a difference. We didn't do it alone, Nora says. The whole town stood with us. But you led. That's what mattered. Underscore 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 underscore. 2 years after Blackwell's trial, something changes between Nora and me. Not sudden, gradual, like a season shifting. We're working together, have been for 2 years, partners in every sense. But somewhere along the way, partnership became something more. Underscore 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 underscore. I notice it first one evening in the barn. We're checking on a mare about to foal. Nora brushes the horse's neck, speaks to her softly. The lamplight catches her face, and I realize I'm staring, not just looking, staring, seeing her not as Garrett's daughter or my partner, but as a woman, beautiful, strong, vital. She catches me staring. What? Nothing. You're staring at me. Sorry. Don't be sorry, just tell me why. Underscore 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 underscore. I hesitate, because I'm 44 years old. She's 24. 20 years between us. And I'm a man who killed someone, who hid on a mountain for 14 years, who's broken in ways I'll never fully heal. What do I have to offer her? Underscore 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 underscore. Tobias, tell me. I take a breath. I was thinking you're beautiful. She blinks, surprised. Oh, I'm sorry, that was inappropriate. No, it wasn't. It was honest. She steps closer. I've been thinking about you too. Not as my father's friend, not as my business partner, as a man. Nora, don't. Don't tell me all the reasons it's wrong. The age difference, the circumstances, the past. I know all of it, and I don't care. She takes my hand. You saved my life. You taught me strength. You gave me purpose. You're the best man I know, and I love you. Underscore 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 underscore. The words hang in the air between us. Love. She loves me. This brave, impossible woman loves a broken ghost who doesn't deserve her. underscore 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 underscore. I'm not good enough for you. That's not your decision to make, it's mine, and I've made it. I'm 20 years older, so I'm damaged, broken, haunted. So am I. We all are. That's what makes us human. You could do better. Find someone younger, less complicated, without blood on his hands. She touches my face. I don't want someone else, I want you, the man who came down from the mountain for me, the man who kept his promise to my father, the man who taught me to fight, the man who's learning to forgive himself. Underscore 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 underscore. I close my eyes, feel her hand on my face, feel something I haven't felt in 20 years. Hope, connection, love. Underscore 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 underscore. I love you too. The words feel strange in my mouth. Haven't said them to anyone since before the war, but they're true. I love her. This brave, stubborn, impossible woman who saved me by letting me save her. Underscore 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 underscore. She kisses me, and I kiss her back. And for the first time in 20 years, I'm not thinking about the past. I'm thinking about the future, about building something good with someone I love, about living instead of just surviving. Underscore 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 underscore. 6 months later, I ask her to marry me. Not fancy, not elaborate, just the two of us on the porch at sunset, the same place we've sat 100 times. Underscore 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 underscore. I pull out the pocket watch. Garrett's pocket watch. Time runs out. Honor doesn't. Your father gave this to me, called in the debt he was owed, asked me to protect you. You did. I did more than that. I fell in love with you, which I don't think he intended, but I can't help it. She smiles. He'd approve. He loved you. He'd want me to be with someone strong, honorable, good. I'm not sure I'm any of those things. I am. Underscore 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 underscore. I open the watch. Inside I've placed a ring, simple gold band, nothing fancy. Marry me, not because your father asked me to protect you, but because I can't imagine spending another day without you. Because you make me want to be better. Because you gave me back my life. Underscore 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 underscore. She takes the ring, studies it in the fading light. Yes, just like that. Yes, no hesitation, no doubt. Underscore 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 underscore. We marry a month later. Small ceremony in the church where we face down Blackwell. Pastor Williams officiates. Sarah cries. Hayes smiles. Half the town attends. People who've become family over the past 3 years. Underscore 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 underscore. When Pastor Williams asks if anyone objects to the marriage, no one speaks. Because everyone knows this is right. Everyone knows we saved each other. Everyone knows love comes in unexpected forms to unexpected people. Underscore 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 underscore. We exchange vows, simple promises, to love, to honor, to support, to build a life together, to raise children who know the value of courage and truth and community. Underscore 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 underscore. When I kiss her, it feels like coming home, like the 14 years of isolation were just preparation for this moment, like everything I survived was so I could be here now with her. Underscore 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 underscore. The first year of marriage is hard. Not because we don't love each other, but because I'm learning how to be with someone, how to share space, share decisions, share life. After 14 years alone, it's difficult. Underscore, 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 underscore. I wake up in the middle of the night, reach for my gun, because in my dreams, I'm still on the mountain, still alone, still hunted. Nora touches my shoulder. It's okay. You're safe. We're safe. I lower the gun. Breathe. Sorry. Don't be. You spent 14 years in survival mode. That doesn't disappear overnight. Underscore, 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 underscore. Sometimes I snap at her. When she rearranges things in the cabin, when she makes plans without consulting me, when she tries to get me to socialize with the ranch hands. Old habits, old fears, old need for control. She doesn't snap back, just looks at me steadily. Are you angry at me or angry at something else? And I realize she's right. I'm not angry at her. I'm angry at myself, at the years I wasted, at the loneliness I chose, at the difficulty of change. Sorry. I know, but you need to work on it. We're partners. That means talking, not snapping. Underscore, 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 underscore. I learn, slowly, imperfectly, but I learn to communicate, to compromise, to trust, to let her in, to believe I deserve this happiness. Underscore, 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 underscore. 2 years into our marriage, Nora tells me she's pregnant. I'm 46. She's 26. The news hits me like a physical blow. A child. My child. I'm going to be a father. Underscore, 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 terror. That's my first emotion. Because I killed Margaret Ann Crawford, left her baby motherless. What if I fail again? What if I hurt this child? What if I'm too broken to be a good father? Underscore, 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 underscore. Nora sees it in my face. You're scared. Yes. Of what? Of failing. Of hurting them. Of being like my father was. She takes my hand. Your father beat you, abandoned you, made you feel worthless. You will never do that. You're incapable of it. How do you know? Because I know you. I've seen your heart. I've seen how you treat people, how you've rebuilt yourself. You'll be a wonderful father. Underscore, 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 underscore. The pregnancy is hard. Morning sickness, back pain, exhaustion. I hover, constantly worried. She laughs at me. I'm pregnant, not dying. I know. Then stop treating me like glass. I'm still the woman who learned to shoot a Sharps rifle, who stood up to Blackwell in a church full of his men. I can handle pregnancy. Underscore, 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 underscore. But I can't stop worrying. Can't stop thinking about all the things that could go wrong. Sarah notices, pulls me aside one day. You're driving her crazy with the hovering. I'm just trying to help. You're trying to control. There's a difference. Pregnancy isn't something you can protect her from. It's something she has to go through. Your job is to support her, not smother her. She's right. I back off. Let Nora lead. Follow her cues. Be there without overwhelming her. Underscore, 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 underscore. 5 years after Blackwell's trial, 5 years after I came down from the mountain, Nora goes into labor. Underscore, 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 underscore. It's 3 a.m. She shakes me awake. It's time. I'm up instantly, heart pounding. I'll get Doc Henderson. Already here. I sent a ranch hand 2 hours ago when the contractions started. 2 hours ago? Why didn't you wake me? Because you needed sleep, and there was nothing you could do yet. underscore 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 underscore. Doc Henderson is in the kitchen, setting up, preparing, sees my face. First child? Yes. You look terrified. I am. Good. That means you understand the stakes. Now go boil water, lots of it, and get clean towels, and then stay out of the way unless Nora asks for you. Underscore 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 underscore. Labor lasts 14 hours. Longest 14 hours of my life. Worse than Shiloh. Worse than Virginia. Worse than anything. Because I can't do anything. Can't protect her. Can't fight for her. Can't fix it. Just hold her hand when she asks. Wipe her forehead. Tell her she's strong. Tell her I love her. Underscore 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 underscore. At 5 in the afternoon, Doc Henderson says, push. Nora pushes, screams, pushes, again, again. Underscore 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 underscore. Then, a baby's cry. High, piercing, furious. The most beautiful sound I've ever heard. Underscore 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 underscore. It's a boy. Doc Henderson holds him up. Tiny, red, covered in blood and fluid. Perfect. Underscore 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 underscore. He cleans the baby, wraps him in a blanket, hands him to Nora. She cradles him, cries, looks at me. We have a son. Yes. What should we name him? Underscore 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 underscore. I look at the baby, at his tiny face, his closed eyes, his miniature fingers gripping Nora's thumb, and I know. Garrett. After my father? Yes. After the man who saved us both, who believed in honor when the world had given up on it, who gave me a second chance. Nora smiles through tears. Garrett Wraithwood. I love it. Underscore 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 underscore. I hold my son, this tiny life, this new beginning, this second chance I don't deserve but am grateful for anyway, and I make him a promise, the same promise his grandfather made to me. Underscore 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 underscore. I will protect you. I will teach you. I will show you what it means to be honorable, not by being perfect, but by owning your mistakes, by making amends, by trying every day to be better than you were yesterday. Underscore 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 underscore. The baby doesn't respond, just sleeps in my arms, trusting, innocent, unaware of the broken man holding him, but that's okay, because I'll spend the rest of my life earning that trust, being worthy of it, being the father he deserves. Underscore 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 underscore. Garrett grows, fast, strong, curious. By age 5, he's asking questions about everything. Papa, why is the sky blue? Papa, where do cattle come from? Papa, why do you have scars on your hands? Underscore 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 underscore. That last question stops me, because the scars come from violence, from killing, from 14 years of survival, from a past I've tried to leave behind. But Nora says children need truth, age-appropriate truth. But truth, underscore 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 underscore. I got these scars a long time ago, before I met your mother, when I made mistakes and had to learn hard lessons. What mistakes? I hurt someone I didn't mean to hurt, and it taught me to be more careful, to think before I act, to value life. Did you say sorry? Yes, eventually. It took me a long time. But I did. And did they forgive you? Yes. He thinks about this. That's good. Mama says forgiveness is important. It is. One of the most important things in life. Underscore, 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 underscore. At age 7, I start teaching him to ride. He's nervous at first. The horse is big. He's small. What if I fall? You will fall. Everyone falls. The question is, will you get back up? Will it hurt? Probably. Then why do it? Because some things are worth the risk. Some skills are worth the pain of learning. Underscore, 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 underscore. He falls 3 times the first day, cries twice, but gets back up each time. By the end of the week, he's riding alone. Proud, confident, fearless. I did it, Papa. You did, because you didn't quit. Underscore, 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 underscore. At age 10, I teach him to shoot, not because I want him to be a killer, but because the world is still dangerous. Because knowing how to protect yourself matters. Because responsibility comes with power. Underscore, 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 underscore. This is a tool, not a toy. It can save lives. It can also take them. You need to understand the weight of that. Yes, Papa. Never point it at anything you don't intend to destroy. Yes, Papa. And never destroy anything unless you have no other choice. Like you did on the mountain? Underscore, 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 underscore. I'm surprised he knows about that. But of course he does. He's heard the stories. The legend of the Wraith who came down from Ghost Ridge, who saved his mother, who brought down Blackwell, who killed 7 men. Underscore, 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 underscore. Yes, like I did on the mountain. I didn't want to kill those men, but they were coming to hurt your mother, so I stopped them. Was it hard? Very hard. Not the shooting, the living with it after. Do you regret it? No, because your mother is alive. You're alive. That's worth any cost. Underscore, 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 underscore. At age 12, we have the talk about honor, not prompted by anything specific, just time. Underscore, 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 underscore. Garrett, your grandfather carried a pocket watch. It's yours now. I hand him the watch. He opens it, reads the inscription. Time runs out. Honor doesn't. What does it mean? It means time is limited. We all die eventually. But honor lasts forever. The choices we make, the people we help, the promises we keep, that's what remains after we're gone. So, honor is more important than life? No, life is important, but honor gives life meaning. A long life lived dishonorably is wasted. A short life lived with honor is complete. Underscore, 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 underscore. He thinks about this for a long time. Then, Papa, you lived on the mountain for 14 years, alone. Were you hiding, or were you honoring something? Underscore, 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 underscore. The question cuts deep, because he sees what took me years to understand. That hiding was dishonor, that running was cowardice, that real honor required coming down, facing consequences, making amends. Underscore, 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 underscore. Both. I was hiding from my mistakes, but I thought I was honoring the woman I hurt by removing myself from the world. I was wrong. Real honor would have been facing what I did, making amends, helping others, not isolation. But you came down eventually, because your grandfather asked me to, called in the debt I owed, and that taught me that honor isn't about perfection, it's about responding to your failures, about choosing to be better, like getting back on the horse after you fall. I smile. Exactly like that. Underscore 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 underscore. Garrett turns 18. A man now. Tall, strong, good. He's everything I hoped he'd be. Kind without weakness. Strong without cruelty. Honorable without self-righteousness. Underscore 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 underscore. He comes to me one evening. We're on the porch. Same place Nora and I have sat for 23 years. Papa, I've decided what I want to do. What's that? I want to be a marshal, like you were, before. Underscore 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 underscore. My chest tightens, because being a marshal is dangerous, because it means violence and hard choices, because I know the cost. Underscore 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 underscore. Why? Because people need protecting. Good people who can't protect themselves, and someone has to stand between them and the wolves. He sounds like Garrett Ashford, like the man he's named for. It's dangerous work. I know. You might have to kill people. I know that too. You might fail, might make mistakes, might hurt someone you didn't mean to hurt. Like you did. Yes, like I did. Underscore 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 underscore. He looks at me steadily. You taught me that honor isn't about perfection, it's about how you respond to failure. If I fail, I'll do what you did. Own it. Make amends. Be better. Underscore 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 underscore. I feel something in my chest. Pride, fear, love. This is what legacy means. Not that your children avoid your mistakes, but that they learn from them. Not that they're perfect, but that they're good. Underscore 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 underscore. Then you have my blessing. Be a marshal. Protect people. Keep them safe. But remember what I taught you. I will, Papa. I promise. Underscore 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 underscore. Nora joins us on the porch. 50 years old now, gray in her hair. Lines around her eyes, still beautiful, still strong, still the woman who saved me. She takes my hand. You taught him well. We taught him well. He's going to be fine. I know, doesn't make it less scary. No, but that's what parenting is, letting them go even though it terrifies you. Underscore 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 underscore. 3 months later, Garrett leaves for the Territorial Marshal training in Cheyenne. Nora cries, tries to hide it but can't. I don't cry, just shake his hand, pull him into a hug. Make good choices, keep your promises, remember honor. I will. And write your mother, she'll worry. I will. Underscore 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 underscore. After he rides away, Nora leans against me. He'll be okay. I know. We raised him right. We did. Your father would be proud. Your father would be prouder. Garrett's everything he was. Brave, honorable, good. Underscore 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 underscore. That night I sit alone on the porch, holding the pocket watch, the one I gave to Garrett, the one he insisted I keep. It's yours, Papa, your reminder. I carry the lesson in my heart. You keep the symbol. Underscore 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 underscore. I open the watch. Read the inscription I've read 10,000 times. Time runs out. Honor doesn't. Underscore 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 underscore. I'm 64 years old now. Lived on Ghost Ridge from age 28 to 42. Lived with Nora for 22 years, raised a son who's good and strong and honorable, helped build a community based on fairness and mutual support, Made amends to the Crawford family. Kept the promise I made to Garrett Ashford. Underscore, 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 underscore. Time has run out for many people. Margaret Ann Crawford, Garrett Ashford, Sheriff Hayes, Sarah Brennan. All gone now. All part of the past. Underscore, 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 underscore. But their honor remains in the choices they made, in the people they protected, in the lessons they taught, in the lives they touched. Underscore, 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 underscore. Margaret Ann Crawford taught me the cost of arrogance. Garrett Ashford taught me the meaning of brotherhood. Nora taught me that love is stronger than shame. Sheriff Hayes taught me it's never too late to stand up. Sarah taught me that community matters more than isolation. Thomas Crawford taught me that forgiveness is possible. Underscore, 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 underscore. And I taught Garrett, my son, taught him that honor comes from how you respond to failure, that courage is acting despite fear, that protecting the innocent is worth any cost, that mistakes don't define you, that redemption is always possible, that time runs out, but honor doesn't. Underscore, 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 underscore. I close the watch, put it back in my pocket, feel its weight against my chest. A reminder, a promise, a legacy. Underscore, 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 underscore. Nora comes out, sits beside me. What are you thinking about? Everything, nothing, the past, the future. Heavy thoughts. Yes. She takes my hand. We did good, Tobias, built something that matters, raised a son who'll carry it forward, helped people, made a difference. Your father would approve? My father does approve. Wherever he is, he's proud of both of us. Underscore, 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 underscore. We sit in silence, watching stars emerge, watching darkness fall, but not afraid of the dark anymore, because I'm not alone, because I'm not hiding, because I'm not a ghost. I'm a man, flawed, broken, but trying, always trying, to be better, to do better, to leave the world better than I found it. Underscore, 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 underscore. That's all honor really is. Not perfection, not invincibility, not flawlessness, just the daily choice to be better than you were, to own your mistakes, to make amends, to protect those who can't protect themselves, to build instead of destroy, to connect instead of isolate, to love instead of hide. Underscore, 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 underscore. Time runs out for all of us, eventually. But honor, real honor, that lives forever. In the choices we make, in the people we protect, in the legacy we leave, in the children we raise, in the communities we build, in the promises we keep. Underscore, 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 underscore. That's what Garrett Ashford taught me. That's what I'll teach my son. That's what he'll teach his children. And maybe that's how we change the world. One promise at a time, one life at a time, one generation at a time, until honor becomes not the exception, but the rule, not the dream, but the reality. Not the past, but the future. Underscore, 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 underscore. That's the world I want for them, for all of them. And I'll spend the rest of my days building it, one promise at a time, one choice at a time, until time runs out. But honor never will. Underscore, 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 underscore. The end. Underscore, 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 underscore.